Up to now,
His
you could
mic
not.
is mute. His mic is mute.
We are still not hearing you. Your mic is still muted.
Or maybe Mr. Swart, it seems maybe the earphone has gotten a little challenge. Maybe try to unplug to speak directly to the
Yeah, yeah.
computer.
Also, so
I use
yeah,
my phone, so that's
Oh
not
yes,
and the
it's good.
phone.
keep it working.
It's work- no, it's working now. It's working.
You're audible now.
I, I can I can be able to hear him from I can be able to hear him from YouTube.
Okay.
Yes, even though it doesn't work on this very call. I don't know what the issue is.
Yes. Okay. Let me see.
Talk.
Hey, really?
Okay, so how do we do it? Should we can we all log into the YouTube? Then we listen to it from the YouTube. It's going to be, I
No.
really don't know how we're going to
The,
do it
the
better
YouTube,
because the
we
audio.
cannot communicate directly with you.
Yes.
It has to be a medium through which you connect to the YouTube. So this is the medium. So I guess it connected directly through YouTube, and I don't know how it was redirected to that place.
Because Mr. Swart is actually audible on YouTube.
What about
But
if he join under his Google Chrome,
So
like using his
for you to go
browser,
and join,
not the app?
yeah, it will still work.
that's using Google Chrome to log into GT Meet.
Yes.
Oh,
But if you can do it like that, it will work as well. But I'm just surprised what is happening to you.
okay. I think the issue could be coming from. I think the issue could be from allowing the mic maybe to go to the settings and then allow the mic. I don't know if it is probably it went into an obsolete mode also. Maybe going to the settings. and then from the settings to the sound. Oh, let me share the screen. Okay, something like this. The audio. Okay, I really don't know. Maybe one of these ones. I don't know. It's not working still. Um,
Is on. And I'm using my laptop. Are you getting me now?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
okay.
can hear you.
Yes.
Okay. The image quality will be less, but at least we can hear one another.
Yes. It's progress.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I'll close this one. So, to avoid confusion. Now you
Okay,
are.
so
Yes, I'll see you again.
okay. Also, I don't know. Can we begin? But it seems today would be a bit quick with our meeting. And first of all, I would like to say thank you all for joining this very meeting. And this makes our very third meeting since we started this part of the project, the third part of it. So my name is Kambai, and I have with me Kuyet, Mr. Swat, and Gwakap, and we had been editing this project for the past 2 months, and today on our calendar would mark the point which we would conclude it. Even though the performance this year or this very part was quite very less than what we had previously,
Sorry.
and part of the reasons which I could actually see is that most of us had a number of commitments, and the commitments have been so engaging that we had minimal time to put into this very project. And it seems because this is the first part of the year, and that makes everything to become jam packed into these very 2 months, and the whole thing is something else. And I see that for the Tyap community, we had more number of editors that came in this very year, although the performance was quite very poor in some aspects. So at one point, I had to like if we continue to edit so much articles or so much entries with the way we are editing it. Yeah, we are going to end up having very poor entries, and we'll just create a lot of junk, and to edit them would take a long time to edit. So it's better we take it gradually and make sure that things are done a bit properly than us having so much and they're not looking good. But then for my colleagues, I don't know if you have something else to say. Then Mr. Swat would also come in and say a word or two.
Okay, first I would like to know if Mr. Schwad is still on this call, because it seems to me like he has been static for quite some time. Mr. Schwad, can you just...
You froze.
Okay. So just good morning again. Good morning, everyone. Just as Kamba have said, this year we just have to. We have seen a lot of editors who showed interest on the project, but we on our own part we have been very engaged from the beginning of this year until this moment, and even still counting. So we never had enough time to actually bring these people in and to have a one-on-one conversation with them, and to also guide them on how to actually make these entries better. So this is one of the setbacks and on our own side, but notwithstanding, I think moving on, we will be having less activities probably, and then we can be able to create more time to invite those people down here so we can guide them properly on how to make those entries better. So I think this is just from my own end here. It is just the activities, and we have quite a number of them. So we have been engaged in a lot of traveling lately, and even today, we after this, as you see us dressed in colors like these white colors, we have a program. Because of this meeting, we have to shift the program till 11 a.m. We usually start our program by 10, but because of this meeting, so these are how lineup and piles the programs are for this time. But I think after this period, we are going to have, hopefully by the next phase of the project, we are going to do better in this particular part from our own end. So this is what I just want to chip in. So thank you very much. And to you, Mr. Schwad, we see what you are doing. So thank you very much for all of that. Thank you.
Before you give it over to.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Mr. Swag, you're highly welcome. What I have to say is that I can see the number of the editors and the edits we have made so far. But because of the what I call it, the edits, like some people they are new in the whole thing, so they don't really know. They don't really know how to make everything to go in line with what we want. So from there, and then Mr. Levy have to put on stuff like make us to have a video guide that will lead everyone to edit so well, so that the whole team will follow the guideline of what we are doing. So from there, and all the whole things, like for some people that we are just there, they don't know what they're doing, they just give up on the whole thing. But with that, we did not give up. We still continue to follow them up and still initiate them on the whole thing to follow. But as you can see, you see like few people have been capable to follow the whole thing and work on the Swánga lyiatwuki. So I'll say that yes, it will not stop from here. We'll make sure we continue editing. For my own sites, what you see like some days you will not see my editing is because I I have school lectures that I attend, and it deals with my time very well, like so much. So I have to give my attention on the whole thing so that I could get my results well. And it did not stop me from editing, though. Yeah, it did not stop me from editing. But as you can see, I follow everything. I added some voice notes, and for the ones that other participants edit, then I'm following it up even up to today. I'm trying to follow everything from top to down to make sure I arrange it to the right entry on how it will follow our guideline and everything to match with what we need. So I'll try my best as this program. I will say that it's not ending today. I'll continue every time I have my enough time. Then I'll go through it, still add some entries. The ones that have been worked on, I'll check if there is any addition. Then I'll make sure I make the article a very good and useful article. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Gwakap, for your input. So I don't know, Mr. Swartz, you have something to say.
Yeah. Well, I think we should not be too critical of ourselves because we again took some steps forward and we now have about 560 Tyap words on Wiktionary and about 560 Dutch words on Swánga lyiatwuki. So that's quite a number. Tyap is now among the top 60 languages on WikiWoordenboek, so that's more than many other foreign languages. Because we have about 560 different languages on WikiWoordenboek. So that's quite a jump we've made in these 3 projects we have until now. I can understand why it's when you're starting a new Wiktionary. I've looked in the past of WikiWoordenboek over nearly 25 years ago, and of course then the progress was very slow too, because you have to decide on the way you want to make pages and how they should look like, and of course you change it 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, because until you have the definitive form you like to use. And then you have to teach people how to make these items, and that costs time too. And you already said so. Yes, I think it's important in this phase to give new editors the knowledge they need to make pages, and that costs time too. So maybe we can still use the experience we have done in this phase to make it easier to make pages, because that's one of the things we did in WikiWoordenboek in the beginning. We use a lot of templates, which is a little difficult when you start learning to edit, but it saves a lot of typing when you're making a new entry. So maybe we could look into that together, because you have seen me adding during the last 2 days tens of entries, and I can do that because I use some tricks which I learned on WikiWoordenboek, which makes it possible to enter a lot of items, lemmas, because they are all similar in a way, and then you don't need to do very much editing once you have found the information. But I noticed when I look in the page history on Swánga lyiatwuki that editors often have to make 10 or 20 edits on the same page to get it the way they want to have it. And I think we could make it easier for them. But that's maybe something we can discuss after the formal end of this phase, but before we start the next phase, so we can make it easier for your contributors to add new Tyap words, because I think that's the most important part of the project. Once the Tyap words exist, it's very easy to add it to WikiWoordenboek, and it's easy for me to add the Dutch words to Swánga lyiatwuki too. I think it's also very important that we have now started the work from Jolan. He was very happy with the contact he had with Quackap, and I hope we can continue this part, because that's, I think, important to make it easier in future projects. We now have some knowledge about the nouns, but he is also working on the pronouns, and he has done some work on the numerals, and the verbs and adjectives are coming too. So I hope he will be able to finish the studies in the coming months, and I do hope you will keep contributing with him, because that's outside the project of adding words, but I think it's important to create the description and to help us make it easier to add new words to both WikiWoordenboek and Swánga lyiatwuki. I also still have some questions. I have done some work on the former phases of the project too, because I still have some outstanding work. And then you meet some problems where I think, well, was that correct or not? So I made some edits, and I asked, have I done this right or not? Because I'm not certain, but I would like you to check on them, and then I know for future edits what I should do or shouldn't do. Because in a way, on Swánga lyiatwuki, I'm a new editor too. But I think this phase was, we did achieve an important part of what we set out to do, and we still have more to do, but we knew that already. I had some news during the last week on the big cathedral in Barcelona, the Sagrada Familia, and they now have reached, after nearly 2 centuries, the highest point, and they're still not finished building it. And
Yeah, I've been watching it yesterday.
WikiWoordenboek is a cathedral too. We're building on it, and maybe we will not see it finished, but the important part is keep on building.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Swat. So thank you very much. I was actually amazed. I saw your edits in the night yesterday, and immediately after that very edit, before I slept, I saw the news on the Barcelona Cathedral, and I was I was wondering, is this possible? You have been building for over 140 years or thereabout, and the whole thing is so amazing. And we also hope that the Swánga lyiatwuki project or WikiWoordenboek project would actually be able to also attain such heights, because we actually want to, like, the dream is that we should actually make it look like one of those best projects across the continent here in Africa too, so that at the end of the day, if one is to be making reference to a very good Wiktionary, one can be able to also point out to the Swánga lyiatwuki to see a particular pattern that we can also follow. And the WikiWoordenboek was able to attain that very height through years of efforts. And I know it has not been easy, but then it actually requires commitment to be able to make such an effort. And we hope that at the end of the day, we too will have more committed hands. uh so, like, the one of the reasons why I was like, this very project, the way some new editors were, I know that Mr. Swat is a new editor, but he's very, very, very careful with his edit, and he's actually very minimal mistakes, close to no mistakes at all. But then the way we have some editors edit is that they don't really care to look at what they do, if it is right or not. Once they just create, they would like to create many, many entries on the same day, and they don't even mind if it is right or not. And that's where the major challenge is. It's kind of not a competition, but it's about the correctness of the information we're pushing out. And if we're able to make a big mountain without stones in it, it's no more a mountain, it's just a hill, and a hill is easily crushed with caterpillars. But if you take a caterpillar, or if you take a bulldozer to a mountain, you are going to really encounter difficulty pulling it down. So we hope to make a mountain at the end of the day instead of just a hill. And I don't know, we may be ending this very phase today, maybe later today, but then personally, I take this Wiktionary as a very important project. In fact, more important than Wikipedia itself, because this one is actually the body, where the words, the root of the language, the soul of the language is, and we need to develop this one more. And if we're able to develop this one more, then Wikipedia will be very easy to edit. And so those templates, I won't want to make it a promise, but unlike last year I hoped I would do it, but I couldn't. But this year, hopefully, as much as possible, some of those templates that we need to create to make it easier, because I saw the suggestion Mr. Sword made on adding the category to the language subheading, so it makes it easier. Someone may forget to add that very category, but then if you add the category into the template, automatically once you add the template, the category is automatically added, so it makes it much more easier. So we'll work towards that. Hopefully before the next phase of the project, we'll have a Swánga lyiatwuki that is filled with templates, more templates than adding words manually. So I don't know, when are we continuing the next phase?
You can better view when you will be in a situation where you can start a new phase, because I think on the Tyap side, it's important to have some people who have the time or enthusiastic to be active for a limited amount of time. So that's probably the best thing for you to decide, because on our side, we work more continuously. So, and we don't need many extra people to make this project a success. But the important part for us is that we have Jolan now, and he can only work on this for now till 2 months, and then he must finish his study. So we try to make as much use of him to have this description finished, so we can use it, and you can use it in other corporations too, probably. So we have a description of the Tyap language. So that's, I think, the most important part, and it's not connected to just this phase. I think we should continue this, and maybe you should decide when the time is right for a fourth phase, really adding new words, because that's something you can judge better than we when the time is right. We are ready to join you anytime you're ready.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that, and I'm really very humbled by your devotion to this whole project. And I know that despite you also have other things, other engagements, but still you make time to ensure that this project succeeds. We're really grateful for that. So when we decide on the date we want to continue, I'll let you know. And meanwhile, we'll continue. And on the meta page also, if you have any questions, like there may be some questions that have not been answered, but with time, I'll take time to respond to them. And even after we are done with this very one, even though my edits may be a bit inconsistent, but then I'll still make time to respond to those questions and also keep on creating new entries and arranging the ones that are already existing, so that by the next time we are meeting when we have at least we should have at least 3,000 entries in the Tyap Wiktionary. At least we can do more than that, and we should also have editors that are more knowledgeable about the project itself. And even if we don't have them many, we may have just a very few number of people who are dedicated to editing the project, so that at the end of the day we have something more qualitative than just quantity. Yeah, so I think that's all from my end. And also to Yoland, I'm very amazed by how he has been able to, grasp the whole thing as if he knew the language before now. But he's really really trying in understanding the whole concept of the language. And we hope also that he gets the maximum support from us, and also be able to document something good uh, at the end of the day. Yeah, so I don't know if there's anyone who has something to add before we call it a day.
All right. Um, I have an addition to what
I think Guac, your network is.
I didn't. He suddenly went away.
Yeah, you want to. Yeah,
Just
Guac, can you hear us? Eh, it seems his network is terrible over there. Uh,
well, let's see. There's something
yeah.
happening.
So can you hear
okay,
me now?
Yes.
yeah, you're
Okay.
good.
So for some questions that have been asked on the talk page, I can see like some answers are still hanging because Levi have already touched that part. And for the name of the beds that you asked, still making a deep research about that because for my own research, I think based on my own research, I know some things, but I can't know them alone. I have to find someone that will, yes, that is how it's called. Then before I'll release it to the public. So that's why I'm still taking my time to make sure I find out the correct code of that bed, correct name. So, and for the same thing with entries. So before I created a new entry, I always make my own research, make sure that yes, this is how this thing is supposed to be called, or this is how it's called. So before I'll make sure I take it to the public because we are doing this thing for the future generation. Let it not be like we just wasted our time. So we can not make it that purely perfect, but at least let it be close to. Yes, if one will make a correction, let it just be like yes, you want to make a correction, but let it not pass like 2 or 3 words inside. So that is why we are taking our time to make a good research about the whole thing then before we release it. So, Mr. Swag, you please uh, have patience with us and just wait for our response. Thank you, sir.
Yes, but we should take the time to make the good things, and that will take the time to find it out. Then try to work fast and have a bad dictionary, because no one has use for a bad dictionary.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll have to put more speed in getting those words out. Yeah,
But
so
take the time you need, and as long as we keep making progress, we're getting closer. And
yeah,
Wiktionary will never be finished. We'll
yeah,
always be working on this dictionary. So In that way, it's like building a cathedral. You never really stop. Once the building is finished, you have to take on and keep it and do the maintenance. So you always remain busy on a dictionary. But
Yeah.
quality is very important. I think you're right, and I hope that we can uh, uh, go on improving the quality. But of course, having more words is important too. So it's not you cannot exchange the one for the other.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Swart. But then, before we close, I just want to go to the meta page, and for the benefit of those of us who are watching this online, wanted to see the progress of the work which has been done thus far. So I'll just briefly share my screen for the next 1 or 2 minutes or thereabout, and then we come back and we say our goodbyes for the meantime. So this is our meta page. If you are on on Google, you can browse this very name, events, Swánga lyiatwuki-WikiWoordenboek, Joint Wiktionary Editing Part 3, or you can go to any of our social media handles and search for it. And then if you're able to come here, you are going to see that this project started on the 10th of January, and it spanned up to 28, which will be the end of today. And you can also see more details about this very project by going to the talk page, where we have made discussions about what we actually need to improve on, and questions that needed clarification, and these questions will continue to be added. So if you are viewing this and you also have some questions that you want to ask, please drop your questions as well, so that we keep on improving this project, just like the cathedral that was built in Barcelona over the past 100 years, and just reached conclusion or completion this very year. So yeah, we were able to have at least 60 words for from everyday usage words. That's universal, universe, and natural world words. They are all nouns, as you can see them right here. You can see these checks. These checks are made purposely, specifically for the Tyap entries, because they are the ones that actually need more development at this very point in time. So
The
if you
Dutch
see,
words are all these Dutch words are also on the Swangla Wiki now too. So you see
okay.
bloom and bloomen, and they're also on Swangla Wiki.
Wow. Oh, thanks, Mr. Swart. And if you're able to browse the Swanglet wiki, in case you want to understand better, by the time you click on any of these Swanglet wiki words, you can go to the Dutch entry. You see dot, and then you see NL, which is the Dutch entry. By the time you click it, you see that the entry has already been created on the Swanglet wiki. You can see it right here, and the same thing on the WikiVodenbook. Also, we have the Tyap entries right there as well. So that's the essence for this very program, this very project, for us to have words of one language in one dictionary, and then words of the other language in the other dictionary, so that will increase the knowledge of these languages in our respective languages. And then right here also you see words of names of animals, and then words related to the family and relationships, and then we have some few verbs which are also needing some edit, and then some few adverbs. So by the time we're having our next program, we would have more of the other parts of speech, hopefully. And also for our gallery right here, you can click here to see the audios that we have been able to upload, and some of the images we also had, which you can be able to use for the project. And then we have a little fun part of it, some music related to the Dutch culture and to the Tiap. And then we also have our project promotion. By the time this very project is completed, we hope to promote it by writing a diff blog article on this very project. And I know that Mr. Swart will be ready, so we can be able to write it, and then we put out the results of what we have been able to achieve out there, so that other people who wish to learn from this very project would also be able to do the same thing for their own Wiktionaries, so that we would all achieve progress in the Wikimedia space together. So that's all from me to you. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you too, because you're doing the really hard work. That the work we did, my predecessors did 20, 25 years ago, but you are in the middle of it now, and I think as important as it was back then for Dutch, that important is now for you in Tyap. So
Yes.
you should go on, and we should help
Thank
one
you.
another, because that's the only way we
Yeah.
can have wikis.
Honestly, truly, Mr. Swart, thank you very much. So I don't know. Does any of us have something to add before we close by in the next 3 minutes?
I think on my own part, I just want to apologize because while the meeting is going on, I have a guest here with me, so we're having another discussion. But then I think I was able to grab almost everything that's been said. So I just want to thank everyone on the call this morning. Thank you very much for having the time, and just as we make progress together, and I hope we are going to achieve great things together. So for me, I just want to say thank you, and especially to our very good friend, Michael. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Yes.
Thank you.
Kaka, take it. Do you have any final
Yeah,
words?
the final words is thank you to Mr. Swag and Yolan for their commitment and the whole team. So we'll really wait, and as we have already promised, we'll keep on the editing so that we'll make everything easy to use and very like teachable. So we'll make sure we document everything in a good standard. Thank you, sir.
You're
Well,
welcome, Kaka.
I have to thank you. Jolan couldn't be with us because he had to work yesterday evening late, so this morning was too early for him. But
Yeah.
he's very glad with the contact he has had with WhatsApp, and he looks forward to continuing it in the coming weeks, so
Yeah.
he can finish his job too, and
Yeah.
that will again be an important building block for our future cooperation too. So thank you too.
Yeah. So thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, Mr. Swart. Thank you, Yolan. Uh, so we have reached the end.
All right.
Well,
All right then. Thank you very much. So I hope to see all these faces again in our subsequent edition. Thank you and bye bye, everyone.
bye bye.
Goodbye. Uh, but once again, how do we say bye bye in Dutch? Wiedersehen or
Tot ziens.
Toxies?
See you later.
Okay,
See you
Toxies.
later.
And in Tiap is Zhenjiang.
Xinjiang?
Zhenjiang.
Change.
Xinjiang.
Yeah, it means another time.
No, no, no.
Yeah, Toxies.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right. Bye bye. All right. Yo.